Well, the OHL's trade deadline is just days away, but you know that this is the season after the lost season. Because even with that deadline so close, what are we talking about this weekend? COVID-19. I will say this quickly about the trade deadline this year. There have already been more trades. I'm just being honest with you. There have already been more trades than I thought there would be in this uncertain season. So kudos to the teams and the general managers that surveyed the landscape and said, you know what? We've got a shot at something here. We're going to improve our team for the push to the playoffs in April. I like to see it. It feels normal. And of course, this season with COVID-19 wreaking havoc with the schedule has been anything but normal. And I was one of those guys before Christmas that was saying, you know, I don't think it would be the worst idea to press pause and take a little bit of a longer Christmas break. Come back mid to late January, kind of like the Q is doing, not back until January the 14th. And maybe give all of this COVID nonsense a chance to settle down. But with the league now where it's at, pushing forward with the 68-game schedule, I'm thinking that the decision is the right decision. And I'm thinking about this for one reason primarily, and that is the players. These young men deserve the opportunity to be out there on the ice, developing themselves to be professional athletes someday. It's as simple as that. It's the routine. It's the rhythm that they're in by this stage of their life. You can't keep pulling that away from them. And I would say this about other athletes. I would say this about students in our schools, but let's not get into all of that nonsense. The bottom line is if you put your focus on the players, this is the right decision then for the Ontario Hockey League. Yeah, it's going to be tough on owners losing some revenue and all of this. It's going to be really tough on the schedule makers as they still deal with postponed games. But if we focus on the players, their well-being and their development, this is absolutely the right choice by the league. And selfishly, from the league standpoint, boy, oh boy, you start shutting down again or shortening schedules, and your recruitment into this league gets more and more difficult in the years ahead. So kudos for the decision to push forward, and let's get those 68 games in there. As a fan, I know this is tough. You can't be in the building for the next few weeks here in Ontario, but you can still follow along with the radio broadcast. You can still follow along with the TV broadcast or the OHL TV app. Follow along on social media and follow along to where your favorite players get traded in the hours ahead, because we're all going to be back in the arenas and cheering on the teams in person well before the playoffs begin. I'm Farwell. It's Friday. I'll talk to you on the radio.